What's up, beautiful boys? This is Andy Haynes, and it is July 7th. What a beautiful day. 4 days till my birthday. You might want to get me something if you really care. Anyways, what you could really get me is a ticket to my show. You could purchase one and you could attend. I'll be at the Tacoma Comedy Club. I'm going to be at the Tacoma Comedy Club this weekend, the 10th and 11th. And then I will be, actually tomorrow, I'm going to be in Boise. And then I'll be in Reading, Pennsylvania, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C., Detroit, Michigan, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Las Vegas, Nevada, San Francisco, California, and a bunch of other places. Please come on out. Thanks.
Hello, everybody. It's your favorite neighborhood spider guy, Michael Shane Cannon. Day after 4th of July. Quite possibly another case of food poisoning. Really woke up struggling this morning. I don't have a ton to promote this month, but I do just want to say hi. Just before. Check in with you guys. Say hi. Make sure you're paying attention to where I'm at, where I'm gonna be at. Just the murmurings of... Shush! I'm recording something for my podcast. MikeCannonComedy.com for dates. I'll be a couple places this summer, but mostly filming stuff and gaining the respect from my family. Beautiful, 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 beautiful boys.
That's it. Yeah, it's an Awala bottle. Very great. The straw is built in.
You have a straw or a mouth, like you can pour it or suck it.
There's something about, so there's two folds to this. By the way, welcome everybody. Did we say that? Did we say welcome to Beautiful Boys? Aaron Putnam,
Shit on the
what
vape.
a delight. Andy Haynes, short shorts, covering the World Cup. Me, Michael Shane Cannon,
England.
still basking in the New
England.
York City glory of a title. I mean, goddamn, do I feel good, and this is setting me off on a
You
good
did
summer.
shed tears, right? Sorry.
Yeah, he was making out with dudes.
You goddamn right. I crossed a lot of boundaries.
You're allowed to be gay when the Knicks...
It's not even gay, dude. It's just celebrating.
Yeah.
You know?
Question. The biggest tournament in the world's going on right now, football. Have you been watching any of the games?
Yeah.
Last
Yeah.
night's game was... Did you watch the Mexico game?
No, but I saw I'm like falling asleep at certain
You heard the
point.
fireworks?
I saw across the river, and I was like, all right, they seem to be happy in that
Chicago's
part
not
of
doing
town.
well. Chicago got hit.
Terrytown's just on fire.
Not one landscaper showed up on time today.
Yeah.
They all called in sick.
I was so bummed because I've been watching every single game. I have a job where I have to cover it, and New York's special because you can go to every single ethnic enclave to watch, but I haven't done it.
Diaspora.
Yeah, the diaspora. But I'm going to do on Friday
taught me a
when
new
it's
word.
100 degrees. I'm going to go to Steinway, and I'm going to watch with all the Habibis.
What's the game?
Egypt, Australia, maybe?
Dude, can I ask this question? And when I didn't know Iranian men were so attractive.
Yeah, they're
They
beautiful.
are.
They're hot. Yeah.
They're hot.
It's unbelievable.
Have you not
They
been
have,
to...
The hair.
Iran?
Have you not been to Westwood before? Have you not been to UCLA?
Beverly
I have-
Glen in Wilshire.
Yeah.
I have been to the Middle East, but
No,
the
that's
men that
not
I
the
came
same.
across, they
No.
didn't have skin fades. The guys on this
Because
team,
it's Alexander. Alexander got his thing in.
the great.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
He brought those blue eyes to he mixed it up with those Turks. He got them sexy.
I mean, I knew he was good for something because those guys. I mean, I watched the end of that game, and that was heartbreaking.
That was an
and
amazing
crazy,
game.
and
Yeah.
But it's been it's hard. It's hard to transition from glory to then just watching something build. You know what I mean? Like, because granted, the U.S. is playing well, and now they're in the knockout stage, and who knows what happens by the time this comes out. But it's like, it is exciting, and it's starting to simmer.
Are you a patriot when it comes to it?
Dude, this is sanctioned racism and nationalism. You're allowed to go out there and tell people that their country is in shit.
So when the World Cup, so like USA, even though they have great players from other countries, I know I'm done with the shit. World Cup, but you got to play with just your American dogs.
Well, no, you can play with whoever's nationalized.
Okay.
Like
And
the
it's
guy
harder
last night
now.
that scored the first goal for Mexico, he's like ethnically Colombian.
Got it.
Because you look and you go, I've never
Is
seen
that the
him.
place where they cut someone's head off for
Yeah.
missing a goal once? That sounds
No, they just killed him.
What was that, Colombia?
Yeah, Colombia's got some violence.
He's like, I guess
issues.
I'm going to die after this.
Yeah.
But I mean, they all have violence issues. I mean, Mexico for sure is
Yeah.
cutting people's heads off, not because of soccer, because of cocaine.
Yeah.
And because like a comedian did like a sketch about it, and they were like,
What was that guy's name?
I forgot his name.
I worked with him. He was talking about, not Robles, but the guy, another dude that was in Mexico. They kicked him out of the country for a thing he said.
I don't know.
What the fuck is his name? I did Zanies with him, but he was saying the cartel came out.
Chingo Bling.
No. But what he said, I go, are you crazy? These people don't have a sense of humor about
No,
that
no,
shit.
I would never fuck with the cartels.
You
But
can't
they
get a PPO
killed
from them.
these teenagers because these teenagers made a pop song that was about them. There's a lot of bad story. But
Always bringing the best.
the guy that scored the first goal is Colombian, and you can tell because you've never seen a black guy from Mexico. It just doesn't happen.
No, he's very close to the border. But or the what is the meridian line?
Yeah, you got to go south.
Equator.
Well, it's interesting because the whole
God, I'm
Caribbean
so dumb.
side is of the whole Caribbean side of all of Central America is black, and even in Nicaragua where it's like Spanish speaking.
Easy.
Well, when you go to
They-
Belize, it's like
Well,
very-
Belize for sure.
It's more Aztec, but they're very dark and
No, Belize is black.
Black, pretty
I mean,
much.
they have like Mayans too.
Explains all
but
the
when you
hot
go to
sauce.
the east coast of Nicaragua, it's all black, and they also speak like a Caribbean patois.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's so this is my I drop into soccer every 4 years. I'm lightly into it in terms of I watch a lot of highlights and I really love the game.
appreciate that.
But I don't follow the point system, the whole Champions League thing, Premier, like all these different things. It's just a little confusing for a little gal like me, and I have other things to focus on. But what I'm noticing, and I think we're playing against an American-born Bosnian
Yes.
tonight, right?
Yes.
So this feels a lot kind of like the player empowerment era of NBA basketball, where you're like, I like a team. It's hard to buy into the players because everybody's signing up. They're incentivized. It's similar with USA basketball. Is like, you get Cat is thinking about playing for the Bahamas. Like, Joel Embiid has dual citizenship.
Sudanese?
You know what? I realized I was just going to say an uneducated guess, and it would have come across as
Can you
wrong.
look where Joel Embiid is from?
Motherfucker knows
I
a
think,
lot of
he's
shit.
I think he might be Senegalese.
Yeah, it's an elite.
Anyways, so what were you going to ask?
So I'm just saying it's hard, like, it feels odd where you're, like, rooting for your country, but also you have players from other countries. Like, our great striker is a UK kid, right?
One of them, Balogun.
Yeah,
Lauren Balogun. But we have some interesting, because I've hated the U.S.
Which
soccer
that's
team.
my oppressor.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not sure what to do with that, as an Irishman. I understand he's
a black
but he's
British person
from-
is your oppressor. the Windrush generation.
That's right.
No. So what do you at? I don't know.
I don't know what I'm asking. I'm just kind of making a comment, I guess, about how
Well, because here's what
the
I've always
waters
said
are
is,
nationalistically.
for the longest time, I've hated American soccer.
Sure.
Like, mainly because I don't think we deserve it, because I think it's like the world's game. I think a good example of this is that while Iran was playing in Seattle, we did bomb Iran.
We did.
Yeah,
we had to.
Yeah, we had to.
Just to show them that they're...
it was Pride Month.
Like, sorry for the mess. When you get
But-
home,
But I've always hated on them, and I've always. And
It
they-
is Pride Month, and that's why we bombed the Strait.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
We'll be right
Straight
back.
I think it's a great time for a commercial break.
it's going back.
Did you want to plug any of the weed that you sell, or what are you doing?
I'm trying to get him to sell weed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't mention it yet. We haven't agreed to terms. That's
Okay.
Get
later.
the cash. I'm liaisoning.
I did get a new apartment, so anybody who's in the furniture space.
Nick
Anyways.
Rochefort, former guest.
Yeah.
Well, so
I'm
to
getting my carpets already.
To transition from even soccer just to kids and parenting and stuff like that, because that is, of course, what this show is
Did you
primarily
not want me to
about.
keep on going down that road of
I
weird-
think we could pepper it in.
Okay.
Do you want more?
No. I don't think I got to a
You named
conclusion.
3 places I've never heard
I'll
of.
get to a conclusion.
Well, no, but all I was going to say is that we were bad for a long time.
Yes.
It was the one time where we soccer, the only way you could get into the National League was if you went through private soccer, like select soccer. So you had to pay for this thing called ODP, which is the Olympic Development Program, and then you went from the Olympic Development Program into the NCAA, which is also kind of a pay-to-play situation because you're being fed to these agents through this program.
Sure.
And so we were, let's call it what it is. We were using our white athletes to be the best.
Of course.
And is that a recipe for failure?
And then now we got everybody in there. We got a real...
Could you imagine if Kyrie Irving had played soccer from the time he was like 4 until like those?
Wasn't he
those
born...
hand skills and his ability and his like?
Isn't Kyrie Irving born in some crazy country?
I don't know. No, I think that might be. You might be thinking of Ben Simmons, who was born in Australia. But
will you look up where Kyrie Irving was born? I think it's Australia. He was born in Melbourne.
Oh wow! Look at
Never
that.
going to be president, Kyrie. But we did have an amazing afternoon at the Cleveland Clinic training facility.
Did he educate you on who the real Jews are?
No, he wasn't quite there yet. He wanted to be a professional skateboarder. This is interesting to you. And his parents wouldn't let him. They made him play basketball. And then he kept skating. And then by the time he got to the NCAA, they were like...
How old is he?
He's probably 32 now.
Yeah.
So when he was coming up, skateboarding was huge then too. Like,
yeah, and he was like up for sponsorship.
Yeah,
and then his people were like, dude, if you break your ankle, you're going to lose $20 million.
Well, I think there's an argument to be made that he is the most coordinated American in the history of our country. Like, just in terms of the sheer ambidextrous ability that he operates with. Like, have you ever watched, like, highlights of him? Yeah. And, like, his center of gravity is unbelievable. He can't be knocked off. He's so agile. He moves like an actual
It's kind of
panther.
similar to me when I walk to the bus with my daughter's backpack, my backpack, and I'm carrying her, and I have a coffee in my hand. I mean, that is like...
You got to stay on the tip of your toe.
Yeah. Like
That's a lot of plates.
It's crazy. I have to stand on one of those balance boards every night just to kind of like get my twitch muscles to work.
Well, the thing, just like dunking takes all that core, ollieing is all core. So these dudes that can jump, like the guys that can skate so well, they could dunk, rain down.
The craziest thing about skating, I think the one thing that I don't think people understand, but by the way, you guys, Aaron is a former professional skateboarder, still a...
professional, I wish. No, sponsored amateur.
Whatever.
Yeah.
To us, that's very professional.
Yeah.
That's about as far as I've made it in professional skiing. But I think you're actually way more connected than I am because you still talk to skateboarders.
That's true.
But what I was going to tell you is I think skateboarding takes the most maturity out of any of the sports.
What?
In the sense that to be good at skateboarding, you have to sit on flat ground and you have to try the same trick thousands of times.
And it's just like bailing on bits. You can't bail on bits in comedy, like in skateboarding. Like until you land.
And also, you never hit your shins.
Yeah.
When you're telling a joke.
That's the fucking worst.
But the click of it too, like in skateboarding, when you suck, nobody fucks with you. No, it's like it's kind of the thing where it's like there's all these levels to it, and skate like pro skaters are grinding just like it's really similar to.
I know that that autism and stuff is overdiagnosed, and just even the mention of it from somebody like me is so overdone. But it does it is like.
What are you talking about?
When you. But when, like, even just describing that, and similarly with, like, sports and certain things like that, like, human intelligence clicks in different ways, right? Like, some people are studiers, some people read and do things like that, and then others can spend countless hours failing and perfecting the same exact trick or the same exact handle or the same exact form. And it's like, that to me feels like... I guess that's just the human spectrum as opposed to like an autism spectrum, but it is funny how our brains just like are not uniform in terms of what really clicks each of us on.
It's also kind of that, it's that, there's also that kind of like weird new internet phenomena where it's like a kid can sit in his room by himself on his computer and become amazing at something.
Yeah.
Like even hilarious.
Yeah.
You know, like there's some people that just like, sit in their room and they make like weird little sketches on their computer all day long. And
if you watch Family Guy every fucking
like Bo
day
Burnham
for 10 hours, you're going to learn how to write jokes.
Yeah.
Bo Burnham. I don't think, that's like a guy who, if he had like a active
social life
would have come out of the other side like that.
No, that's a good point.
He's also tall in a weird way. It's uncomfortable.
I really liked that movie, The Eighth Grade. His movie.
That was dope.
I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember watching it and being like, man, this is really good and it's a thoughtful movie, and that fucking pool scene might be the most uncomfortable I've ever been in a theater. Yeah. But it also creeped me out that he wrote, directed it, and played the creep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
weird.
that's just kind of like I get it. I understand. And, you know, this is just modern time of attaching a fucking fictional character to the person who's expressing it. But it's like, it is just an odd thing to be like, hey, I'm going to hit on this fucking 13-year-old in this movie I wrote.
D'Elia and Workaholics.
I remember that.
By the way,
not to say Bo is anything creepy. I'm just saying he
might be.
He might be. Who knows? Yeah,
he
I
also
might be
played
early
a
to the
creep
party.
in the something woman, whatever that was with Carey Mulligan.
Yeah, that's right. The ending.
Yeah,
that's a good.
I feel like I'm just not deep enough to understand what he's doing.
You know, you just got to get really hardcore into women's issues, like Andy and I.
Yeah, you got to be an ally. You got to be pretty.
Do I got to listen?
You do have to listen. And you have to.
Never been.
You have to make space. That's a big one.
Yeah. So Aaron, I want to big up Aaron in terms of just to showcase him to our audience a little bit. I and you and I have gone on multiple runs with Aaron in terms of on the road.
I don't think I've ever done a run with Aaron.
All right.
But I've done a bunch of gigs with Aaron. I'm going to try to.
Oh, okay.
We've always spoken about doing runs.
Yeah. We've done 3 in a row, haven't we? No, we haven't. Right.
The only thing we've ever done is like Chicago, and then like a sober show in Chicago.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, you and Julian did that thing right after COVID.
Yeah,
dude, that was brutal. And Mandy did fine.
What was it?
Me and Julian had our thumb up our butt for about 2.5 years, and then we did our first show back. I think it was
a sober living
40
facility.
people and heroin addicts in a recovery home,
Yeah.
and we did each like 20 minutes or something. And
I haven't done a show like that for so long. I used to do them all the time. I mean, there was a show that when it was real sad in LA, there was like a Wednesday night detox show where if you couldn't get a spot, you're like, all right. And I'm talking dudes in, what are those called? The smocks,
you mean like when they're in rehab?
the dress that you wear in the hospital. What's that called?
Smock or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, linen.
Like gown.
Like hospital gown, like
the booty
dudes
hanging
in
out.
hospital, like 4 guys in hospital gowns nodding off or shaking,
Yeah.
and that's who you're doing your show for.
Yeah.
Robbie Slowick used to book a show
I still do.
in
Yeah,
the city.
I've done that,
I've done that a handful of times, and it's like, for me, for somebody who like thumbed his nose at his own issues and like, thought this was all whatever, that is a place where you go if you want a real heavy dose of reality.
I almost did sober companion work, which
That pays well.
it pays crazy well, but it's
That's like Who Went Around with Farley.
yeah, but I mean,
Jay Moore's got Cowboy Dan. This guy travels.
But the thing
with him everywhere.
is that most of it is not like you get to hang out with a cool, really funny guy who has issues. Of
course.
You get to hang out with like a guy who's like, his family was too wealthy for him to become a school shooter.
Yeah.
Like they weren't like a gun family. They were
Yeah.
like a polo and lacrosse family.
Mm-hmm.
And and then you go and you like I have a buddy who does it, him, and you make like a lot of money, but it's like morning to night. You're like basically just hanging out with this kid, and going on their vacations and stuff like that. So my buddy's gone to like the Four Seasons in like Turks and Caicos and just like made sure this kid didn't like break his hand through the like.
Well, and it's a
hotel.
24-hour job, I assume, because you can't like.
It's like 12.
Oh,
12,
but you
16.
can't like even when they're asleep. Like, don't you have to kind of monitor and see what's
No,
going on?
but the reason I stopped doing it for the most part, I had this girl like 2017 for a whole year, and she was pretty low level as far as like her bottom was pretty not that low as far as like, she had a good family, educated, but she was a big drunk. $500 a week just to take her to a couple of meetings and talk to her. It turned into such a weird. It's kind of enabling. So like to your point, it's like you cannot watch them all the time, and they will end up dying because it's like if that's what the parents think it's going to help it, it's just kind of, they're just going to start, manipulating you too, and then you got to stand up for it. So it becomes really crazy.
Well, because it feels like less empowering
can't be their
somebody
friend.
to make their own decision and to also like go through life knowing that they can defeat something or work through it, and instead is like, nah, instead we're just going to make sure that you can't do it. No
But
matter
a lot
how
of these
bad you
people
want
are
it.
like what we call in the program double winners, meaning they're an alcoholic and they have Asperger's, or they're an alcoholic and they have
Yeah.
Bipolar.
Sure.
That's a big one.
Then they're messing with the SSRIs, all the shit.
Yeah. I mean, I fucks heavy with SSRIs.
You fucks heavy?
I fucks heavy with the
I
pharmaceuticals.
can't comes on the SSRIs. That
I found one
sucks.
that works.
Nice.
Which one?
Prozac, old school.
Really?
Yeah.
So I got to get off a bill.
What do you mean old school? They make a new school and
Prozac's
you went
the
back
first
to the...
SSRI.
They got all kinds of
okay.
shit and like
I thought
took
you
a
like got
Fexer.
an old recipe or something.
Yeah,
like
I'm
Ludes.
making it up. I'm doing. I go up to Rosendale every weekend and I make my own SSRIs.
Does it kind of feel like this though? It's like this pause that I get on this shit now. It's like I still know that I'm furious, but like for some reason I don't have the will to like jump in as much. But it doesn't feel. It just doesn't feel. It just make like I'm telling you, like Abilify is about me not strangling someone basically.
Yeah.
And so it just goes in, it stabs me and goes, oh, I can't put that in. It doesn't feel. Still does. My mind hasn't.
Mine
Gotcha.
just goes like I look at my bank account and I'll be like, man,
Look at mine.
I spent $200 on dinner to like impress that person. What the fuck? I have $1,100 in my bank account. I spent $200 on dinner. You fucking idiot.
Dude, I know it well,
And then
dude.
right as I'm about to say you fucking idiot, I'll go, whatever. It was a pretty good meal.
The meal's good. I'll make it back.
I dated this
I'll
girl
make it
back in
back.
the day in New York. She worked at Louis Vuitton. Now she's like a PR person, so loaded. But every weekend, that's when she had time for me, and I was whooped on her. And she was so rich, but she made me pay for everything. So
Yeah.
every week, I would work all week at a bar, like just making all this money. Then Friday night, I'd pick her up, and then I'm just paying for cash for everything. Like bill's like $700. I'm like, this is all the money I have in my pocket.
Man,
there was
you
a-
were straight tricking, as they say.
I was a hoe. Yeah.
There was a girl that, a woman, that was, I was going to go on a date with. And then I was like, we like hung out and I was like, what would I, like, how would I add to your life? She was like a medical executive. It was like, she had like a big ass house in New Jersey. I was
That's
like,
the first thing you think of when you go on a date with somebody is how can I add to your life?
no, but I'm just saying like, I can't keep up.
No, but there is a weird thing
Like
with
she's
fucking.
like she wants to do weekends in Montauk. I'm like, I'd have to like,
and they're like, "What's the big deal? We'll just take an Uber out there." You're like, "Oh, what?"
yeah, you're like $400 Uber. Well, just take the Blade to JFK. You're like, no.
And the thing is,
What
like,
are they, Aaron Berg? Going out to Tim Dillon's in the Hamptons? That was a nonstop talked about
Where did the
moment.
helicopter actually land, and where did he have to drive?
Oh,
from?
he took another. That's the best part. Is he spent
took a
like
train.
fucking 3 racks on a fucking helicopter to take him 8 miles away from Tim's house, and then take a $45
Dude, we did
Uber.
a run in Wisconsin. We needed a car for like 90 miles. He rented a truck that was like a Chevy 950 or something. It was like he had to climb up. I go, what is happening?
That's the best.
It's funny.
You gotta love it.
He dove through the window. He's so strong. I feel like he's probably got like a vertical of like 60 inches. I did want to talk about this. This is a parenting podcast.
Yeah.
I think this is one of our first episodes where we have this. Aaron is not a stepdad. He is a dad that stepped up. And
I had
True.
so many plans to make that same statement.
okay.
This
We
is
called
great.
him the
Can I
latter.
trump
Same
that all?
page.
That Soresi says that on his special. So
Who?
What?
he said,
It's a T-shirt.
It's a T-shirt.
Yeah,
Literally
yeah.
a
Step
T-shirt.
down or something.
Yeah, we stole it from the Jersey Shore stand. It's
Anyway,
fine.
okay. Talk about me more.
You have two
Two boys, yeah.
And
24 and 26.
oh,
They're old now.
they're not teenagers.
They're
in
working
their
at
20s.
Murphy's baseball club next to the Wrigley Field. They're making a bunch of money.
That's great.
The crazy thing is I've known him since they were kind of young
and I feel like
boys,
I've known
Yeah, I feel like you guys all met them probably because it's
pre-pandemic.
So
I
like
met
16,
one when
17?
I met one when he was just graduating high school.
Yeah. Where were we? Where was that?
I think
In
that was
Chicago?
Yeah,
Yeah, because he was still living in the room. Yeah. It's been good, man. I don't know. It's like, what's the question? I mean, the stepdadding is, or whatever you call it.
Is it-
Talk about hard.
So one thing that I think is like I can't imagine because my daughter right now, I go away for like 10 days and I come back, and after those 10 days, she's like, "Who are you?"
Yeah, you got to reacclimate. Yeah.
But you came into their life when they were like teenage boys, right?
Yeah.
How did that relationship like? Was that like?
Dude, to be totally honest, when it first happened, because I was half in the bag. I was,
Sorry, there's a bus station.
I was
outside.
I was still drinking, and so I was just kind. When you're an alcoholic, and it's like someone's going to. It was kind of one of those. We fell in love, but it also was like I was like, cool. I'm here. You know what I mean? I got lucky though because they were just fucking chill. They could have been. I think more than anything, they were just happy that there was somebody there that was making their mom happy, and that's one way to look at it. But then it started getting hectic because they judge you pretty quick.
Right.
Like, think about kids. Your kids, it's at 5, 6, 7, they start really kind of looking at your behavior and stuff and kind of asking a lot of questions. And when you're not their real dad, things come out. I mean, they kind of let you know.
Has one of them ever punched you in the face?
No, but they've ganged up on me pretty hard though.
Yeah.
Physically or just like
Not physically.
It's so funny. Your 2 teenage boys beat the
brakes
shit out
off you.
Basically, just a lot of that. Like what I would do too. It's like the chess piece. It's like shit's getting hectic. I fucked up real bad. I'm gonna dump this on Aaron.
Yeah.
So like my youngest went through a really hard time, and we almost lost. All this stuff happened. His brother didn't know how to handle that. So like he calls me in the morning. His brother was with him. Tells me the whole story about what happened, and he's screaming at me. I go, "Are you mad at me?" He goes, "Yes." He goes, "Why are you not protecting him?" And I go, "Dude, I am. You just give me the call. I'll come right now," or whatever. Like that kind of shit. Just weird. Like they don't know where to put it.
Yeah.
Then you just
so
stay
they're
there.
like women.
Yeah, pretty much. And raised by my wife, so they are women.
Andy's follower count.
But they've said dumb shit. I mean, it gets real catty though. Like shit. It's like one time the older one's the one that does not like any male figure really.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we've gotten into it. He says it. He's like, "Oh yeah, and you're a fucking comedian, you fucking hack." Like he started like, and then he says sorry later, but that means he is watching my shit. And he's
Of
like,
course.
"It's good now." Piss me off. It's like the thing is like a girl's hot, and then he breaks up with her in high school. Like she's flat, there's no tits.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing. It's
Yeah,
kinda,
yeah.
The way I look at that now, because I used to take all those things very personally,
Yeah.
but I feel seen now when
Yeah.
somebody says the thing that will hurt me the most.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's just like, oh, you're really paying attention. You
That's
really,
a very evolved.
yeah, you're diving
reaction
into
to that.
exactly what you think
to
will
really
hurt me.
to really answer the question, like the advice I give like stepdads and stuff, it's like, dude, you got to come in with like nice uncle energy, just kind of like I'm extra, I'm here, like I'm not your. Because my stepdad was like he gave me a bracelet that said Hernandez on it, and at the time I still didn't think my dad was gonna lie to me for his whole life. You know what I mean?
Right,
but I
right.
was like, this isn't cool. So I never wanted to be that guy with them. I always say like you should get in touch with your dad. Like I know how that feels later in life because I'm worried about them.
Did you kind of have to like as you transitioned out of being a drunk and like like obviously like things start to normalize? Like, did you kind of like have a conscious like, oh, I'm going to be like a better dad to these guys?
Well, basically, just like maybe even you guys know, like things I kind of wear my shit on my sleeve. So it's like whatever I'm doing, the mess, the cleanup, everything, it's all part of me, and I'm always pretty accountable in there. But it's like they saw a little bit of things that chinks in my armor. I definitely was vulnerable with them, so they saw as many as I can get.
Hope you're not up for SNL.
Wow. I just hang out on Baxter and Canal. I don't know.
Yeah, but that actually, I love that because, obviously certain levels of things you don't necessarily need to expose them to, but being authentic and vulnerable as a man to growing men is, I think, probably the most important lesson that you can teach them.
And that just came out organically because I had no other way to do it. I'm just myself. I don't have the manipulation or whatever.
Andy, you didn't even know, but I looked at you, you were looking at me, and then I looked back at Aaron, and then I looked at you, and you hadn't changed facial expression.
And then I start looking at both of you because what did I do?
I think I started, you know what, honestly, what I started thinking about is because I honestly, this is what I was thinking about, was this morning, because you were talking about raising teenage boys, being a man, raising teenage boys.
Raising Canaan.
And this morning, my daughter, when I took her to daycare, like the second that she realized that her mom wasn't going to take her, it was like a meltdown. And her mom, Rosebud, besides any criticism, I say she's an amazing mom, and she'll do that thing where she'll sit down and she'll be like, "All right, what's going on? How are we feeling? Blah blah blah." And I'm just like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I gotta go look at an apartment. So I just pick her up. She's boneless. I'm like holding her, like she's hitting me and shit. And Rosebud's just like, "This is not what you do." And I was like, I gotta go.
I saw a dad in PetSmart. I think he had 4 kids with him, a toddler in his arm, hanging off him, and they're getting dog food or something. The kid kept going, "Birds, daddy, birds, birds." He goes, "Birds are outside, son. Birds are outside."
Yeah.
Like he was ready. His head was going to explode, dude.
There's so much for uneducated fathers in this particular field. Like, there's so much psychology in parenting that you like really need to know, or have not an understanding, but like empathy for. I don't know how to explain it, but like my son this week is in basketball camp. and he's going into second grade. The camp starts at third grade. But the coaches all know him. Like, he's like kind of in the thing, and he's good enough to play at this level. But it's like it's a shell shock for him because with his age, he's been like the best athlete and able to push people around. I'm just not push people around, but like physical them up. And I tell him, like, dude, this is the best thing for you. This will help in terms of development, and understand that there's people out there that are like a little bit this, so you have to figure out how to go around all this stuff. But then he comes home and is like beating the shit out of my younger son, like yesterday, just like throwing him around, tackling him.
Is Luca loving it?
He loves it for the most part until his head fucking, coconut clunks off something, and I'm just like, God damn it, dude.
The coconut clunk is. You missed that era of your kids, right?
Well, I think mine was clunked a lot of times though.
Yeah.
Flat in the back even.
But it is like it's just like a sound that shoots from your root chakra up to the crown of your head. Like it
honestly,
fucks
when you
up.
said it, I thought of every time I've seen Minnow
Totally.
clunk her head and how it literally, it's like on a DNA level, like a shudder. Like I'm just like, my thing.
Yep.
and like precious thing.
I have to say, it's like, as much as I'd like to say that, like, I have the same, like, ingrained, like, I would do anything. I've watched my wife, though, how she reacts to her children being unsafe or something. Like, I mean, it's a different thing. It's more visceral. I mean, I want to say that I would know what to do exactly.
I think you would.
But I know the difference, so I can tell the difference
It's
of
weird,
like,
though,
this came out of my
because
body.
I've never really thought about this. Like, my stepmom and my dad would get in fights because something would
About
go
who
on with my
who loved you the
stepbrother.
least.
Yeah, exactly. They'd go, she'd go, why do we have to bring him around?
Isn't he going to his mother's?
Why did he have to come for 2 weeks? It could have been 3 days.
You're just hearing it all.
No, she would freak out on my dad about something that happened with her son, who's my stepbrother. And I always was just like, what are you doing? Like, why are you overreacting? But I can't think about, like, being an adult now and thinking about being in a relationship with somebody where they have their own kid. You're a family. Yeah. But there is still that boundary of, like, no, this is still my kid.
You each have your own. That's like a, not to beat sports analogies to death, but it's like putting together a team where, like, you have somebody that's been on the team for a lot longer and then new pieces, and you guys have to figure it out in terms of what each role is. So just to finish this, my son, he's like knocking him down, and the amount of, like, come on, dude, come on. Enough of that, sitting down, having talks about, like, we're not like that. We help our brother. We're not trying, whatever. And then having to separate them. And I separated them. And then the conversation came where he's like, I just got hit in the head by a bunch of basketballs today. It's so frustrating. It was this. And I'm like, oh. I was like, okay, so you are small in your camp. And you feel like the bigger kids are bumping you around a little bit. And they probably are. And now you're home and you're like, well, this kid's smaller than me. Now I feel big and I'm going to bump him around a little.
Misplaced aggression.
Exactly. And I kind of explained that to him. And I was honestly kind of impressed with myself for making that connection and having, like, that lowest amount of information about psychology. But, like, it instantly was like, oh, okay. Like, he clicked even of just like, he's not at camp. He's not the one bumping up to me. And I'm like, you want to get physical with those kids? I'm not saying in a fighting way, but, like, go fucking steal the ball from them. You're allowed to. I know you're like, young kids at camp. I've been that kid. I was that kid my entire youth.
When you post up with them, you bend your right knee so it hits their knee joint.
Fucking elbow right in the soft of their belly.
Weird science.
But I'm just, it was an interesting conversation of just, like, seeing what it was, seeing what my parents would have done, which is, like, yell at me until they forced me to go to my room. They would never follow me there to have a follow-up conversation. They would just make me sit with the resentment and anger, and then I'd rejoin the family with shame. So it's like there was no explanation of that, whereas, like, now, and I'm sure you've put out all these fucking fires with the kids, especially because being a step-parent, you're kind of a neutral party.
Also to two teenage boys, that sounds
well, I mean, it's probably 5 times told when
filled with
you're
cum.
like Belgium between Iran and the U.S. and Qatar.
I think the biggest adjustment was that I was bringing the way I was raised into a home, a safe home, a cul-de-sac home with, they have all the things. And so there was like a little bit, things I'd be like, what do you mean? Yeah, my sister's bringing her kids over and this and that, like that whole kind of get them. And these kids are like, so they were like, who is this guy in that way? So I had to ease up on pushing my...
You also have kind of an amazing thing too, because your wife is like, you had like a crush or you dated in high school?
Yeah, I remember like it was fucking yesterday. And the guy, so Brad Southworth dated her in 9th grade. He was a senior. I was her friend zone.
Hope you're listening, Brad.
Yeah, fuck Brad.
Fuck you, Brad.
Brad's on a cruise with his wife. He's a nurse.
He's not happy.
No, but it's like, I remember, and I was in the friend zone. I was like 5'6", looked like a troll doll. And then I think, she doesn't remember, but we had sex in junior high.
Junior
Pause.
Cut it. Clip it. Collab with her.
Junior high.
What do you mean she doesn't remember?
Basically, I remember this. TJ Weaver's house on a waterbed. She came over. Her old boyfriend Ari, who lives in New York. He's at Wooster Theater. Anyways, long story short, no, that's a different one. Big Long Island guy, Greek guy. Anyways, like fucking. I go, you don't remember? You came over. You called me late at night. It was before we left for college. All the shit, and we had sex. She goes, well, I don't remember. And I go, I remember what you said after all this stuff. She goes, yeah. Long story short,
seems like it meant a lot to you.
Many years later, I just thought she was in LA because she was on like Party of Five. She was an actress.
Yeah.
And she was with like Tim Busfield's company in Sacramento. She was doing all this work. And I just thought she was gone, and I found out she was married. And I don't know. Yeah, I was in the friend zone bad though with her.
But then how did it come back? Like, did she move back to Michigan?
Yeah. I didn't know she. I came. Long story. I came.
Aaron, long game. Aaron just kept poking her on Facebook.
I go, I'll be back.
For 8 years, just once
After
a month.
high school, I'm like, I won't be here. You're about 35. I'll be back.
Yeah.
No, but
do they still have that as a Facebook thing? Do people still poke?
I think they turned it to.
Were you alive?
It's not poke anymore.
But for Facebook poking. Yeah. You were, okay. Because that was like a real...
I don't think you can poke anymore.
That was a flirt, though. I got laid in college because of pokes.
Yeah, because that meant that it's almost like in a DM. Like,
yeah, it's just kind of like, hey.
So basically with her, she was back in Michigan. I know that I left New York in 2013 with a garbage bag of my clothes and sold my TV at Milano's on Houston Street, this daytime bar. That was a bad time for me. And I just went back to Michigan for like a hot minute. And I go, oh, Hillary's back in Michigan? And we just started talking. She was still married. And she's like, oh, we're great. Life's going to be great. You meet my husband, blah, blah, blah. And like 2 weeks later, she's like, it's over.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
nice.
May I finger you?
Well, wow. May I finger you?
Yeah, I finger you.
Let's start where we left off. Junior year. I keep saying junior high.
Jesus Christ.
I was trying.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
She doesn't remember is good. God, that's so
awesome.
Funny.
But all those guys that peaked in high school, that's fine.
Well, I remember even how hard I used to get hugging my wife in like 5th grade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have known each other forever.
Yeah, and I just remember, like, I don't know, erections back then were so potent and so...
Did you lose your V card to each other?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, when we were 15.
Beautiful.
Well, I mean, we've each dallianced outside of that, which because I like that for her more than I like it for me.
It's like a movie. It's like 10th grade summer, you guys don't talk or something, you live next door to each other. Or didn't you live close to each other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
They were next door neighbors.
Having sex with just me... for your whole life is like having a really dependable Volvo as your last car.
Yes,
like you just have it for your entire life. It's like, that's great. That car will never get you in an accident. You're going to love it. It's going to drive your family around. It'll even like compliment you.
She's going to love this one.
But you never got to go fast.
That's what a woman wants to feel. That's what wants to be perceived. Like a Kia Sportage,
That's right. I think that's actually a really good analogy of who I am.
That's great.
Yeah.
I like that.
Except that Volvo sure knows how to eat pussy.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Did you hit puberty in normal time?
No, I was 6 feet tall with no pubes.
Dude, I was 5'6".
I had sex with my wife with no pubes.
I think I
wasn't man enough to. Dude, I turned it down. I
did it the other way around. I got pubes and stuff, and then I was like 5. I think I was 5'4" at the end of sophomore year, and I was 6 foot in September.
That shit happened to me too, and that's things. I hung out with all these older skaters, so they were all like evolved already, and I looked like one of those little troll dolls.
Yeah,
I was just like kind of baby fat,
with a little jewel in your belly button.
Yeah, and like I had to turn down getting laid. Like one girl was like, "What do you mean?" Like this girl was coming out. I remember it was like 9th grade, and I was like, I can't break it to her that I'm fucking a bald eagle down there.
Yeah.
But then I made up a huge story. I haven't ever taught this in comedy at all. My boy's like, just tell her you had crabs and you had to shave your pubes. And I said, we'll roll with that.
Wow. What are you, a fucking 30-year-old sailor? By the way, I'm in
I was
ninth
in
grade.
Manila. I made a mistake.
Are crabs not around anymore? Is that dating me?
God, that's aging you. I don't think anybody said crabs for like, unless you like our boxcar Willie.
Well, dude,
Jesus
the
Christ.
bush is back, though.
Oh, I love a bush. I actually, the other day,
that's
was
where the
porn
crab-
searching bush.
Wow.
The kids,
Yeah.
my boys say the bush is back. They're into it.
That's
I told,
cool.
I told my wife that because she keeps spending money at European wax centers. The bush is back. She doesn't care.
In the pussy eating department, I don't love a bush.
Not
No?
too much, like a little race, just a little landing strip or
I
a little
love,
pat.
a little fuzz.
Sure. I was trying, damn, what were we
took a
talking about
turn.
right before
Sorry.
that? No, I'm into this for sure. We could keep talking.
You're talking about me being meeting my wife and stuff. I just thought we'd always be friends. She never really gave it up. And then I always thought of her as this person like, she made it. Her dad wrote Top Gun. She's an actress. She's got this.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
thing is, like, I never really dug into it. I could have just Googled all this stuff and found out that she was just back in Michigan, but she was pretty much offline in that way. And I just had this perception of what her life was. Then we reconnected. And I was like, oh, you're back in Michigan. And I wasn't trolling, though, like, who's divorced?
Yeah, I love that.
Even though I
You're-
have to defend that all the time. Like, you sure? I'm like, I mean, maybe deep down, I was hoping someone was.
You're such a sweet guy because here you are still justifying your involvement with your own wife because her life came back down to Michigan.
Yeah, is that Irish guilt or just no
that's
self-confidence?
just you. That's just you being self-hating because you're
know.
such a great guy that you could have caught her at any moment of her life
Sure.
and she would have been lucky to have a partner like you. But it's hilarious to hear you be like, and now she's in Lansing? Gotcha, bitch.
It's one of those things, not being able to
She's
take
disarmed.
Not even. She's vulnerable. She's got a chink in her armor.
That's right. All right. We're circling back.
And we're back. This is why we're not going to have any more guests who were born before 1980. No, what I was going to say, this is something completely out of left field. I just want to talk about it on the podcast today. The other night, I woke up at 2:30 in the morning. And here's what I woke up to. I was chewing my Zyn.
Oh.
And I swallowed it.
Oh.
That's worth a dream deep dive into the dream.
Yo, you're lucky you're fucking not dead.
I don't even know what. Well, I looked it up. It's like not. It's not.
No,
toxic
not from
or anything.
toxicity.
Oh, you mean choking?
From choking. Yeah,
Yeah.
my mom
or
was
also like, why were you in that motion in your sleep? Meaning like how were you so active?
I thought it was gum. Probably. I don't know.
Dude, do you know that when I was 5 years old and my younger sister was born at home, my mom had her at home intentionally with midwives
Bathtub
and the
and
whole
shit.
thing. Yeah, it wasn't even in a bathtub. So me and my cousin Curtis went to sleep in one of the other bedrooms while this is going on. And my sister's born well after midnight. My aunt comes in the room to wake us up to tell her, and in both of our mouths was 6 pieces of gum.
Oh, yeah.
Chewed in our mouths, just like lying back
Jesus
there,
Christ.
ready for us to fucking choke and die.
This will
on.
date me again, but I put 5 pieces of Bubblicious in my mouth and went to bed, woke up with it in my hair. My mother made me go to school with the gum in my hair.
Oh, yeah.
Because she was hungover.
Like Lisa Simpson.
She was
You just
hungover.
Cut off 2
She goes,
spikes.
well, it
and
matches
wear-
your Kool-Aid
That was
mustache.
like a big thing when we were like kids. It was like people having gum in their hair because they slept.
And
with
there was
gum
all
in their
these
mouth.
remedies like, oh, you gotta use a potato. Yeah. You gotta do this. My mother's like, you can either
Toothpaste,
shave it
peanut butter.
off, all the things. But
Do you know what I did worse? What were those 17-year cicadas? Like, did you know those ones that come back? And I think when we were in 5th grade, they were
chewing on one?
I picked one up, and I still see this person because they're friends with my wife. I picked one up and threw it in her hair, and it burrowed into her hair, and she had to get like a fucking mushroom cut.
Isn't that crazy?
What
That impulsivity when you're young, dude.
I know. I just had no impulse control. I was like, bug, hair, in.
That's like one time I was with all my like dirtbag graffiti skater friends, and we were probably 13. We had fireworks, and I was just like, I'll impress them, and I just threw it into this patch of dry grass, and it just started an entire garage on fire.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was just like, I was like,
Yeah.
that's not what I
It's
wanted.
like following through on those fucked up thoughts. I mean, I was in the back of this pickup truck. We're all going to another skate spot, and one guy's sitting at the bed of the truck, like, and I'm sitting by the window facing him, and I had my like Snapple or something. I was looking at him, and I just put it up in there, and so the liquid just went right on his face. And he goes, "Why did you do that?" I go, "I have no idea."
Yeah, dude. I'm just a cat, and you're a cup of water. I'm gonna knock you off the table.
It's like I'm glad that went away.
I will
Yeah.
say this: if you are a parent to a teen and your teen, especially boy, gets involved with skateboarders, if they're not Christian skateboarders, make them stop, because they are the worst people on earth.
They're horrible.
They're the most dangerous group of people.
That jackass shit that came out of skateboarding, like
Of course.
directly out of skate. We used to do that for no money. If someone passed out, they got a dick on their face.
Yeah.
But if there were cold cuts, we would do weird shit, like try to put them all over in the armpits.
I just read a thing online that reminded me of is that these guys, I think it was at a party or something like that, their friend overdosed and died. They didn't know. They thought he passed out. So they drew dicks on his face.
That is 100%
and he got
true.
brought to the morgue with cocks on his face.
Dude, it's so true that it happens, dude.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's a tough one to be like, "Ooh, all right, well.
That's so
Even the
rough.
hazing and skateboarding became such a business because now kids, because of Instagram and all this stuff, you're looking for Red Bull sponsors and stuff right away. So these guys are acting just like we
Crazy.
Have to,
Yeah.
We have to like
We gotta
can't
be
do
radical.
that, can't do got to be radical and also not be a dick and not fuck with people, but it's still happening.
Oh, that's weird. Radical professionals. So you're like a stunt man that also is like, hello, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, I mean now it's like with that, it's because I worked at skate camps and stuff like that. Like some of the kids are like, they're getting representation, like big sports.
No, because now it's like now that
representation.
there's money involved and skateboarding is not a crime. Parents are like, you don't have to go to soccer camp. Yeah, you can go to Woodward in
right.
Pennsylvania.
That just
you're
shut down though, didn't it?
Maybe this
Woodward, yeah.
I think they had a little bit of a problem after COVID, but they have like a whole video.
Only the richest kid in my entire high school was able to go to Woodward.
What's the one that is like
Visalia?
outside of Park City?
Park City, I forget the name of that one.
One I want to go
snowboarding
to is
camp.
the
Yeah.
Florida Swamp
The
Fest.
biggest skateboarding camp is in Visalia, above the.
Oh, I know that one.
Above
Ray
Bakersfield.
Barbie used to run it.
So I did. So one year it was me, Lance, Ray Barbie, Keith Huffnagel, Mike Kerr, all these skaters, Jake Phelps, rest in peace, Thrasher. So we're all up there, all these old heads and new heads, but we're just hanging out. It was
Keith passed too, right?
Keith passed, yeah. Brain cancer, bummers. But like, we're up there, they were just hanging out up there, and the only thing to do is go down to Bakersfield and get fucking raped by a motorcycle gang, or just stay up here and try to party.
Yeah.
So we're in the woods with 40s, like walking in the woods, like lost and all this shit.
That was
But
my entire teenage years.
but Harold Hunter, rest in peace, when he was there, talk about taking someone out of the Lower East Side and putting him in Visalia. He wouldn't sleep. He's like, this Bears, mother, the Bears. Like, so it's Harold Hunter just walking around like he's on Avenue A and 6, but like it was just like, you're gonna die up here, dude.
So what is? I'm curious. What was the biggest thing that didn't come naturally to you as a dad, and like proved to be kind of a hurdle that you had to evolve past?
Basically, the obvious thing was that my biggest worry before meeting them was what I was going to get on my cheeseburger, and because I was hungover or whatever.
Right.
And all of a sudden, I'm like making decisions where I can't just be like, "Come on, what are you being a kook? Like, what are you doing? Like, I mean, what are we doing here? You can't do that. You got to realize that they're trying to impress you, or they believe in you, and also just they're smart. You can't really lie to kids, man.
Yeah.
They watch you quick. They're like, you're touched immediately, but they might not even say anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? They really are watching.
Even my 2 and
They're sponges.
she's 2 3/4 now. But like I thought, I was still in the thing of like I can say something's coming, like, oh, we'll go and we'll get this treat, and then like if she doesn't bring it up later, then I don't do it, and that kind of thing. And it'll be like 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And I'll be putting her to bed, and she'll be like, "You said you were going to give me a treat."
It'll be 2
And
months
to answer
later,
your
by
question,
the way.
Mike,
and
that's the
she'll-
truth. Is like I realized right away. It's like you have to follow through as a dad. You have to follow through. They teach you how to be honest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like that was the kind of thing. And I really did quit drinking. The main reason is my oldest. Like he came. I was back and forth from Lansing to Chicago, and he just looked at me one day. He's like, "I love you, but you're killing yourself." And
No shit.
Yeah. So it kind of, like, I don't like
Wow.
to use that as a thing, but like that really because like, dude.
What a mature boy.
Well, the thing is, it's like the way kids are. It's like you can lie to a kid, and when they look at you, because they just tell the truth.
Yeah.
Like your teeth are yellow or whatever the fuck it is. It's
Yeah,
like
my
when they
son
say it
told
to
me
you,
I
they're
was
like,
going bald,
I
but
was
I need
like,
to
the
brush my
ruse is
teeth.
up. The ruse is up. Everybody but me knew but me, but now I know because this kid is telling me right up, like in a very empathetic way, like I really like you being here.
Yeah.
But this can't work.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
That shows that you already had established trust, that he felt comfortable enough to say that.
And I always use, and you guys should use as you get older, it's like, always use yourself an example if you can when they're mature enough. Like I'll go, this is what I did 15 years ago. So you're way ahead of me, but like I put myself on the hot seat. And that really opens them up a little bit, But
Well, and they watch what you do more than they listen to what you say. It's like you can, that's what I've learned, and I will not stop lecturing. I love a speech. I'm a huge, I'm a pump-up speech guy.
Sure.
Like I just love that stuff. But I'm learning that my actions dictate his behavior and his things, like more than how I say to do
And
stuff.
the thing is,
Why
like,
didn't you give me a pump up speech before my taping?
Well, I didn't think you needed it. And I was also, I gave you a pump-up speech after.
You did.
I did, because I was very happy. Your taping was fucking
Here's
dope,
a deep
by
cut.
the way. Did we talk
Before I
about
knew
that?
you, and I was like, that guy's really funny. I watched that old YouTube of you and Rory Scovel, and he was pumping you up about doing late night.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
got to
yeah.
get into it, man.
Scott Moran.
Which, by the way, I have never gotten a pump-up speech in the history of my comedy career, and I just got one from somebody who, like, is my hero, so I'm like set on that.
Yeah.
That's great.
And it kind of came out of nowhere, and he doubled back to like make sure that I knew he was being serious, because I don't know if you realize this about me, but anything I accomplish or anything somebody says, I feel like they're fucking with me. It's
Sure.
a weird level of narcissism.
Was it Kevin Brennan?
It was Kevin Brennan. Yeah, he was like, man, you're really speaking truth to power.
You know something's wrong when you're not considered the meanest Brennan.
Yeah.
It's like the difference between Neil and him. It's like there's one even eviler.
Oh yeah.
We do a voicemail on this where somebody drops us a voicemail or an email or whatever. And by the way, I found out that our last voicemail was, well, I'll explain it later.
Yeah. Somebody in the comments, it was a really great point. They said, so if you're listening, the person that sent in the voicemail last week, play whatever you're listening to loud over the speakers. Because this person now, they're like, my mom played music that I didn't like, but now when I hear it, I think of my mother. Like, so it's all of this stuff is establishing, like when you smell something, you're like, a past relationship or whatever.
Sense memory.
It's why, like, when Eric Clapton comes on, when Mark Knopfler comes on, when the Traveling Wilburys come on, that's not like my typical sense of like love of music, but that all reminds me of like my dad, my mom,
That's like
my family.
I got the shit beat out of me while Ghetto Superstar was playing. And
Superstar.
I can't not think about getting kicked by 10 guys at the same time.
And not to be deep about it, but it's like that reminds you of a time. Probably your dad was very calm when that was happening. The music, things like it's probably about some kind of like bonding.
It's so funny, dude, because any moment, like my father's just like, I'm really gaining to appreciate how unwell he is, like as I'm getting older, because it's just so, even the bonding moments were always destroyed by his like inability to connect, which is just funny.
Yeah.
And so like, I remember him playing Eric Clapton for me, Tears in Heaven. And I don't know why, I was like 5 or something, and I'm singing along to it. Like I got to know the song and I sing along. And I looked at him and I go, don't I sound like him? And he like put his ear close to my mouth and he goes, no.
Not at all, man.
Same thing happened at my
You're
mom.
actually flat.
I was watching Little Man Tate. Do you guys remember the movie Little Man Tate? Jodie Foster
that kid's homeless
has a genius son. Yeah, he never did anything. But I was watching it, and I had this real thing about wanting to be exceptional as a kid.
Yeah.
In a way that was not related to hard work.
Sure.
You know,
I wanted to be a wonderkind
gifted
as well, yeah.
And I said, Mom, I want to be a genius. And she just leans out of like the bathroom. She was hair drying or whatever. She goes, you're not a genius. And then just goes back. I was like, God damn. But we do have a voicemail, so we're going to play our voicemail now.
All right.
Hey, good morning, beautiful boys. Hey, Andy. Hey, Mike.
Hi.
Just want to say I love you guys.
I love you.
You've been kind of like a lighthouse for me over the last couple months as I'm going through my second divorce and second custody battle. All that's behind me now, so I'm calling in to say,
Congrats.
if you're on the road, if you go out to eat and you share custody with your ex-wife, grab that postcard with the check and mail it to your kid from a different city. Just say, hey, good morning. I love you. I enjoyed my meal at this restaurant, but have a different postcode on it, you know? Keep their heads ringing. Any court would say, hey, this is a loving father. Any mother would say, you're really fucking with my head. Love you guys.
Oh, yeah, dude.
That's great.
says
That's
that-
both a win and good advice.
Yeah.
It's methodical as fuck, but also he sounds like it's just like this kind of came to me. No,
I
it's
also think just in general, that's a good idea. Like that, to me, I was like, you know, I'm always kind of like getting tchotchkes or whatever, like little like dog shit that, I mean, my son hangs on to all these things like they're fucking jewelry through the Holocaust. Like he's so protective of all of his little things.
You better bring your son gold teeth.
But he like, That sound like DeStefano actually had this really great idea where he's like, now I started getting like I got pasta from Italy and I brought it back and now we made a meal together.
Oh, that's
and I was
all
like,
about the
that's a
bond.
really good idea
They
where
live for that
you
shit.
get an activity or something that you can do. And I think even that of like, you know, mail, how excited are you when you get something
Oh
that
my
isn't
God.
a bill
A
or
postcard's
whatever?
so great.
Yeah, a postcard with a picture that and even if your dad's home, they're like, what the fuck? It's like it's sent from an alternative dimension.
Yeah.
It's
Wait,
great.
how did that happen? There was a little stank on that VM,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
little
There's
like.
a little bit. He's like, I'm gonna fuck. She's gonna be going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look good. What do
But
you think of that?
I'm gonna choose to focus
It made
on the
me
heart
very
of it.
glad that I don't have a custody battle or anything like that.
Because
It's-
what's the
I'm-
point of that shit?
Well, I guess it's when you like hate the other person,
And
right?
that's
Yeah,
obvious.
or if they're truly unfit,
Yeah.
which you know, yeah, I've
Plenty
seen
are.
it. Plenty are. Plenty are. Both are. Like I've seen that where neither people should have fucking custody, and
Sure.
that's
I'm
that's
right here, dude.
They're going to their grandma's at 5. I'll be there for 1 hour supervised.
No, but it's just it is a weird thing where you're like, oh, I'm peeking behind the curtain, and now I'm seeing two people who I think like have massive work to do on themselves before they even talk to a kid. But meanwhile, this kid relies on them to live.
I can honestly say that fucking,
It's not about you.
You know these dad. I don't have any deadbeat dad friends or anything, but like there are these. It's like, what? I'm glad I don't feel that way, but like, who doesn't want to hang out with their kid?
Right.
It's kind of. I mean, it sounds pretty fucked up, but it's like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I know there's people who don't, but it's like that disconnection. It's like it's pretty easy just to show up, and that's what feels good. Like half the time they don't even want to be bothered with me, but they just know I'm a phone call away, and that's good enough. Hillary's like, they should call you on Father's Day. I'm like, they'll call me when they want. They do, but it's like
Yeah.
It's got to be just let's be there for them. That's kind of the job, and watch
Yeah,
them.
you're kind of like, and as they age, you're more of like a net. I get not even a net, but you're just more of like
It's
you're
like
you're just watching.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you're just there. You're not offering like your hand to step over a puddle. You're just watching.
But women, no offense, Nicole, I'm saying my wife in general, it's like the thing is like, she's like, they need me so much I go, they do, but they want to just know that you're there.
Yeah.
Instead of you being up their ass. Like, they didn't call me today. I go, they're in their mid-20s
Yeah.
trying to figure it out. Like, as long as they're safe. I don't want to see them all the time either. They don't want to.
They're getting blown.
They're getting blown. They're getting really
blown.
good head right now.
That's gonna be
Good
so
for them.
That's
good
gonna
for them.
be so hard.
Not the one that's like, you really want one? No, it's like the girl's like, I've been practicing all summer.
I don't. That's something that you guys do have an advantage on with sons, because I'll never be like, oh, I'm proud that my daughter's like.
I'm not proud of that though. Like I'm not with my like I'm not. I'm gonna be proud of when my son falls in love. Like I get which
are such a
sounds
sweet boy.
I'm so queefy.
You're
I
such a
understand, but
sweet
like
boy.
I'm just not that guy who's like
Me neither.
with my kid. Like, and probably because my dad was that guy with me, and I'm like, I'm getting laid and I don't want to fucking talk about this with you. Like, this is weird that you think I'm your boy and we haven't even established a father-son relationship.
Yeah.
I will say there was like a nice little moment I had with my dad. I flew into Philly for Father's Day and spent the day with my dad. And I forgot what it was. We were like breakfast and the waitress was hot, I think.
Yeah.
And we both had a moment because my dad and me have been close and not close, and we've been very close the last couple of years. But we've never had like a thing where like I was single and I was like a single adult, And it was just funny because we both had this moment where like the waitress like leaned over the table or something like that, and I looked at him and I was like,
That's my boy.
You're like, that still work?
Do you guys bond more when you're on the like this is going on, this kind of shit, or like is it more like when you're happy family and it's like come to see bring
it's kind of all. My dad's such a sweetie. My dad, and for the longest time, the thing that I really made a mistake about, and obviously I can't do anything about it, but was for the longest time, my dad left Seattle when I was about 10, and he just started living in cul-de-sacs, and he started. All the groceries were Costco. If you went out to a restaurant, it was a chain restaurant. And I'm from the middle of Seattle, and it's like we're going to this like new restaurant that's been written up, and then we're going to this like play where it's immersive theater or whatever. Like one side of my family was like very like kind of not sophisticated, but like upwardly. We wanted to be rich people. We wanted to be
Elitist.
cultured.
Socialite.
Elitist,
Yeah. I
we
can
weren't.
relate. Yeah, I know.
We weren't. And then my dad was just like, I'm watching fucking primetime television and I'm going to eat at P.F. Chang's and like, I'm stoked. They have cheesecake in a shot glass.
Everything's there. Yeah, everything's there.
And I judged him.
I fucking love cake in a cup.
They got booze in these milkshakes.
But I judged him till I was like literally about 35 years old. And then one day I went, wait. He's so fucking happy.
He gets it.
He's so happy. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't feel bad if he gets plastic bags and has to throw them right in the garbage. Like he's just like, I can't do anything to beat the machine. He doesn't even think about the machine.
No.
Yeah, it sounds like he got a little clarity on what's important.
Anyways, it was like kind of at that moment I was like, it was really around the last 2 years, like where I would be by myself parenting, like Rosebud would be out on the road and I would be by myself with the baby and I would go out to their house and I would just spend the weekend doing because I'd also never gone to their house and just stayed there. Yeah. Like I would go to their house and then I'd be like, all right, I have spots or something like that. And just to spend like 4 days in the suburbs in like a house that has like central air.
Yeah.
I was just like,
I get
snacks.
it.
Oh, dude, a pantry. He's always got like these buckets of nuts. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? The big salty
nuts are big, dude.
I'm a sucker for pretzel rods.
I brought it up to my wife. I go,
yeah.
why can't we just have a little bowl like fucking like cashews or something on the table? She goes, fuck it. She just got so turned out. She's like, you're a nut guy now?
What do you want me to get, gout?
I just want to have a couple. I just want to have a little snacks.
I could never have a bowl. I'd eat the whole fucking bowl. I'd eat the whole bin if it wasn't in the closet. I have trouble with that. We now go to a Patreon episode. Is there anything you would like to plug, Aaron Putnam? You got anything coming up? I know you have a regular show here.
I got a regular show once a month at New York, right here, Upper West Side, New York Comedy Club. Dead End Kids Presents is off and running, so that's like runs that I'm doing with buddies and friends, and big ones, small ones. So we're kind of doing like
big
a little
ones, small ones,
booking agency,
as big as your head.
You know, we'll go to Toronto in June. Stuff like that.
Do you still do what's the
Happy
name
Baby?
of your What's the name of your show at the Laugh Factory?
Yeah, that's Rocket Force Comedy, 11:30 once a month on Fridays. I'm never really there. I just missed one, but I'm trying to keep that money going.
Rocket Force.
Yeah, and I'm on the road a little bit here and there. In September, I'm back full on.
Sick.
Go check out Aaron Putnam. Very funny guy.
Yeah, we love him.
Love him.
Love you guys.
Good chance you'll see one of us with him as well.
That's right.
All right, let's go to the Patreon. I got to pee.
Me too.